All right, guys, I am here today at Six Flags New England, and this is the first park of my big trip that I've called the Costa Falls trip. So I'm going all the way from over here in Massachusetts to Niagara Falls and Canada's Wonderland and doing all that. So here we are on the first one. Goliath here is not surprising, but it's closed. However, they are testing it. So I don't know if that means it's gonna open or not. I'm not a Goliath expert, but we'll see. First thing we're gonna do in the park is, I'm not sure actually, so we're gonna find out. One thing I should probably mention right off the bat is how weird the Six Flags park feels, because all the other three that I've been to have been next to big highways and whatnot. I realize like Massachusetts and Connecticut are smaller states, but like we drove like it was fields and stuff like that and trees, and then all of a sudden we were on it, and then the parking lot was across the street and you got the stairs. It was weird, and so we're gonna see how the rest of the park ends up being, whether it's weird or not, or if it's a classic Six Flags experience. But yeah, so Thunderbolt's right here. We might ride that first. We'll just see. We're gonna wing it. All right, so after deciding we're gonna wing it, we walked basically kind of back in the park, and we're gonna ride Superman the Ride. Let's go. All right, here we go. I've heard this is pretty good, so here we go.
What are these?
So, just rode Superman, and it was very good. I enjoyed it a lot. The only part of it I didn't really like was the restraints. That kind of hurt my thighs a little bit, not terribly though. I was still able to enjoy the ride. The airtime was amazing. It's smooth, it's fun, it's fast. It's a good ride. And now, gonna go to not quite the same thing. Gotham City Gauntlet Escape from Arkham Asylum. Here we go. So after waiting in line for this and then actually getting on the train to ride, it shut down. So I didn't get to ride it yet. I will be coming back to do that in a second. So I won't be riding that yet. What I am gonna do is gonna go over here and ride on Catwoman's Whip, which, gonna be honest, didn't know that coaster existed until like a couple days ago. So we're gonna see how it is. I now realize why nobody talks about this, or I'd never heard of it before. It wasn't bad, but it was boring as hell. So, I mean, I guess, yeah, it was kind of a bad ride. It was just really, really boring and kind of pointless. Yeah, but now to ride the Wild Mouse because it's open again. Yay! So, one thing I've observed from this park is, well, it's very much a Six Flags park, you can tell, first of all. So, take that as you will. It also, it's really got a weird layout. You gotta walk upstairs everywhere. It's really weird. Also, next up, we're gonna be riding the SLC, Riddler Revenge. And it's my first non-prototype model SLC. It's actually my second SLC, but this is like my first like true SLC that's not T3. So we're gonna see how it goes. I don't know. All right, boys, here we go. I'll see if I can survive. I want to get this out of the way. And then we can ride the better ride over there. The floorless, B&M floorless. But first I gotta get this out of the way. Oh no. First of all, I waited way too long for that because the guy in the station was making it 3-minute operations consistently. He was terrible, absolutely awful. It was the worst. The ride itself was actually much better than my experience in the line, although it was an SLC, so I still didn't like it that much. But honestly, for an SLC, it wasn't that bad. Thigh crusher, really jerky because the track profiling's bad. Other than that, you know, it's what you'd expect. It's a little better than what you'd expect. Not that terrible. Now we're gonna ride Joker, which these are fun, so yeah. For you guys that know the park layout, you notice that I just walked the completely wrong direction for Joker because I was videoing and not paying attention. Oh well, we're gonna ride it anyway. All right, the thing about these is you can get a good ride or a bad ride and you don't know what's gonna happen. And I tend to get bad rides on these. I got another bad ride today. It's not itself a bad ride. I'm just not a big fan. But we did it and it wasn't that terrible. I just tend to get bad rides. It's all right. We're gonna ride Batman now, and now I know we won't get bad rides on that. All right, after riding Joker, I'm ready for B&M Floorless to be good because I've ridden some bad coasters today. All right, so just got off of Batman the Dark Knight. Overall, not a bad B&M Floorless. From the other two I've ridden, it's much better than Rougarou in my opinion, and I think Kraken beats it out just a little bit, but it does kind of have this Kumba element, which is really cool. I liked that. Overall, it was a good ride, smooth. I enjoyed it, kind of intense, whatnot. It was my 149th credit, so that means that I'm gonna go over ride Wicked Cyclone to make that 150. So it's kind of a milestone in between 100 and 200. So I'm excited for that. All right, we are about to ride Wicked Cyclone. Here we go. on Wicked Cyclone. I've ridden it twice now. I think it was okay. So obviously it's really good. It's an arms. Outside of that, I think I like it better than Twisted Cyclone, but not as much as Storm Chaser. It's much longer of a ride than you expect looking at it. It actually is really damn long. But I do think near the end it kind of slows down on its pacing, kind of loses a little bit of momentum there at the end. It's slower than the rest of the ride, which isn't, it's not bad. It still has a good airtime, good elements, stuff like that. It's still smooth, but like the pacing is a little bit weird at the end. That's honestly my only criticism though. It's a great ride, it's super long, and I think it's probably solidly in my top 25. So yeah, now onto the two different boomerangs. Yay. All right guys, so I rode Wicked Cyclone one more time. That time I rode it in the front, and actually it's better in the front. I think you get more ejector and the ride doesn't feel like it's paced as weirdly. But honestly, such an amazing ride no matter what, but I do prefer the front. Now it's time to do Flashback, which I've heard so many things about and none of them have been good. So we're gonna ride that and then go over, because Goliath is running, so we'll ride that after this. Oh boy. Oh geez, guys. Oh man, that was bad. Do not recommend. I think they should remove it and put in something worthwhile here. All right, now I'm gonna probably die on the, I'm not expecting good things from this. I'm expecting it to be pretty bad, so we'll see. So I expected correctly. This was worse than Flashback in my opinion. Flashback wasn't much better though. Worst ride in the park, I think. Honestly, I was surprised it was open. Got the credit, but I don't even think it was really, I wasn't prepared enough to understand what was gonna happen to me on this. It was almost not even worth the credit, honestly. If you come here and it's closed and you miss it, don't be too sad. It's not great. If you guys are wondering why I skipped over Pandemonium, I didn't. I just told my family that I was gonna go get the credits on the boomerangs and stuff, and then come back and eat with them before we went to Pandemonium, because they want to ride Pandemonium Wicked Cyclone. So yeah. So I just ate. I had some barbecue chicken, which was actually pretty good. It wasn't terrible. It was decent food. Now we're gonna finally ride Pandemonium, so that's what's next, right up there. So we rode Pandemonium. It was pretty good, you know, your typical Gerstlauer spinner Pandemonium clone, whatever. It was all right. Now we're gonna ride Thunderbolt, and this is the last new credit of the park. Then I'm probably gonna marathon Wicked Cyclone or Superman, because they're both amazing. Overall, I was impressed with Thunderbolt. It's a good classic Woody. Honestly, it's pretty good. Had some good airtime, a little bit of laterals, not ton of laterals, but a little bit. It really wasn't rough at all, especially for its age. That was the drop tower. And honestly, it would have been a little better with buzz bars, I think, but other than that, I think it was really good. Impressed me. So now we got all the new credits in the park, for me at least. I think I'm probably gonna go marathon Wicked Cyclone. All right, so we rode Wicked Cyclone a couple more times, and then everything closed and went down because there is a storm coming in right over there. And so like the park just instantly kind of died when that came in and all the rides closed. Everybody basically left. So just no big deal. Got everything I wanted to done. And honestly, not a huge fan of the park overall. So basically, we're probably gonna head out. It's like an hour before it would normally close anyway. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a big fat thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.